Okay, so it's kind of a good question. Um, One of the first things I was told when I started to really train like an authentic Tai Chi system is that your feet will change. You'll probably grow up a size. Um, and if you think about it, think about your weight. So I'm like around 200, and that like changes like up and down a little bit. The more I eat for like training for combat sports, I usually go a little heavier. Um, when I'm working a lot, I tend to lose weight, especially like in warmer months. I'm moving more. So in the past 3 years, I stick to like one company, Vivo Barefoot. I've been using their shoes for like, a long time. Um, I've been through these was it Primus lights. Um, this is these are basically all my. Jesus Christ. I mean, I think I've been through in the last 3 years. I've probably been through like two of these, and these are the ones that have. These are like I always have backup pairs, and they're torn to shit from training, from actually using my feet. Your feet you use. You're a human being. um, you're a biped. And if you're training Tai Chi, you're putting all of your mass, you're releasing, you're letting go of your mass through the first point of contact with the ground, which is your feet. And that's why there's so much emphasis on getting your feet to release, getting your ankles to release, to let your mass and everything that is held within your mass, including your tension, especially your tension, to let it go down through the ground, to actually ground out. So these are the ones I like currently wear for work. I have like, work boots. And then I have, uh, a backup new pair of these. So let's examine, and you have to go through, like every year, like what's going on with your feet. So the feet, you have the heel strike, the first point, that you lands with your heel, and transfers through the ball of your foot. So let's take a look at these, and these will tell you where the first point of contact with the heel, and then where the mass is transferring through. And just remember what I've said, especially if you're standing and doing Tai Chi for Yang style, it's through the bubbling well, through basically the widest surface area at the bottom of the shoe, the foot. So let's take a look. So you can see the first point of contact. Let's look at this fucking sucker. This spread pretty evenly. What I saw on your shoe, it's the tear, the wear, I mean, is on this side. This is what I did with, most every veteran that had feet issues. We examined and became aware of the reality, the tear, the history of what you actually do is stored and held within here. Okay, so it's good feedback, right? So we've got a pretty even thing here. On your shoes, it looks like it's more cornered to this part. Some people, it's way on the outside. Just look at the shoe. Look at the evidence. And then obviously, this is where all my weight is going through. That's where it's transferring from once you strike heel to toe stepping, and it transfers down the lever through the ball of the foot. That's all your weight and mass and power. That's clear evidence, right? That's not like woo or anything. Okay. So on this foot, it's a little bit different. There's more wear on the outside, a little bit. And same about here, it's about even with this foot. So it's not symmetrically perfect. We're just looking at what is. Same thing. It's just evidence. Look at this. So this is what the left one. This one is And this one is the left one. Again, so the left one, it's the same thing. Okay? But because all my mass is going through there, there's no pain or there's no tension being held in my body. So it's very comfortable to exist in my body because I've done the work. Okay, and that's what I taught two veterans for, that was one of the basic things, talking about heel to toe stepping and repairing balance and repairing the feet. Okay. So people that think that you're just doing some kind of silly mumbo jumbo class, that's not what traditional Tai Chi is about and traditional, Chinese medicine. Okay. So I want you to, and the thing is that if you have a shoe that has a lot of cushion, and we'll talk about, whatever foot doctors, podiatrists, I can't remember what it is, but veterans would bring me in these heavy boots and like these things with thick heels and soles and all sorts of inserts. And what that does is it cushions you from actually feeling what is actually going on. So it provides a sense of comfort, a quick fix of support, but then you cannot change and adjust what is actually going on inside the foot. Your foot is like a mega sensor. It's the first point of contact with the ground to sense what is going on. Okay? And that's why a lot of students, if you see them getting like pushed out or thrown around, is because the first point of contact, the feet, that's why there's so much emphasis in authentic internal training of getting the mind to stay within the feet, to feel what's going on inside the feet authentically. And if you try to cover over that, if you try to cushion over that, if you try to armor over that, it can provide support and comfort, but you won't actually feel what is actually going on. So that's why barefoot shoes are really good, because it's one of the closest things that resemble an actual, what is closest contour of an actual foot, barefoot. Okay. Now, what you need to know, especially for places if you do a lot of hiking or stuff like that, then you need something that has actual support and a boot. But for concrete jungle, for a workplace, you do not need a boot. You do not need tight clothes. You need clothes that actually allow your body and your energy to breathe. Okay? So take a look at yourself. Take a look at your kinetic chain, what's happening in each joint as you do a heel strike. And, you can, and this is something that you can do at home. And that's in the flagship course that we do the balance exercises. You can do this like against the wall, and you can do this on, and to see where your weight is actually going through. And for most of people, for 99% of people that are having feet problem, once they're pointed out where it should be distributed through, the force transferring down through here, it's literally, in some ways, it's literally transferring a lot of the tension in your body out of your body. So look at your feet, look at how you step in the form and everything. Look at, if you're more advanced, look at the push hands videos. There's some kind of disconnection in your lower body, your feet. So a lot of the classics say, it's pretty advanced. They assume that you've fixed the feet. So they go up the body, look to the waist, look to the yaw, look to the waist, and then look further up the body for what's disconnected and wrong. Okay. So it's a real thing. Okay. Good luck.